Poor Rurutie in this week's episode of Utawarerumono. Not only is she confirmed rotten, and in case you don't know what that is, you can watch the fifth episode of the third season of Fate Collider Prism Elia to find out. Or, in short, it's just a term used for people that like spoil love. So, yeah, she likes spoil love, and that has actually been hinted at earlier because you remember the episode where Kyun, Rurutie, and Nikyun was in the hot spring or the bath together, and then they talked about Unkun and Haku being together alone, and then Rurutie basically has like those spoiler fantasies. So yes, it has been hinted at, but as I said, I feel kind of sorry about her because not only does she find a book of that is a original version, not a copy of her beloved Rorora uh, sensei, who, from what I understand, he's a very famous spoil-off artist or dojin, or what is the term actually for those that makes boil-off dojin? Uh, I'm not entirely sure what they are called, so if anyone can tell me, I'll be really happy. So yeah, but as I was saying, she finds her original version and not a copy, which means that it's really rare. She even says that because I presume in this world it isn't like a lot of it. I don't really see how you can see if it's a copy or original. I'm not sure, but it must be really rare because they don't have any machines to mass produce copies of them. So yeah, she gets this and she's really happy. However, her happiness doesn't last very long because she runs into a girl called Anju. The name isn't revealed until at the end of this episode because I actually, for the minority of the episode, referred to her as question mark question mark question mark. So yeah, and it falls on her the book, and she looks at it, and after some time she says, very interesting. Thanks for the offering, and then runs away. And man, the face Rurutie makes when she let's say, loses her book. Not only does she break down physically, mentally, her eye animation is basically broken. It's oh man, it's almost like a low budget, but I'm pretty sure it's made that way. Oh man, it's so funny. However, this leads her to actually meeting her beloved Rurora sensei, who saw what happened and gives her another of his book. Sadly, it's only a copy, as he says. It's not original like the one Anju stole. So yeah. So she met him, and yeah, let's say like this. She kind of breaks down, or let's say the steam basically goes to her head, and then when what she called Atwa, she talks to her. She doesn't respond. Instead, she falls on her side. And oh man, it's so funny. Haku and what she called Kurara also encounters her, but let's first talk about what they are doing in this episode. They are actually preparing for the Holy Birth Festival, which is to celebrate the Imperial Princess's birth and also basically to make ready because no one knows how she looks. So Kurara, he tells how she looks, or not how she looks, basically second hand because he has never seen her from up front, and she is like a girl in spring, really pretty. And I like how when Hakuden asked him, but is she prettier than uh, no Nukun? Because as you may not know if you haven't paid attention, Kurara, he has a cross on Nukun, so he gets totally rich and says that isn't a fair question because he can't say that Nukun is prettier because that would what's it called insult the imperial princess, and if he says that the imperial princess is prettier, then the he insults Nukun. So that is kind of unfair question, yes. And also and then when Haku says that, huh, wasn't it said that the imperial princesses live for like a century or so, and then this pretty girl turns into an old grandma. So yeah, guys, don't break a guy's illusions. Yeah, don't break those. So yeah, it's really funny. But as I said, they encounters Anju, the way they does is that they're actually on their way home from work, as I understood their talk, and they are actually searching for something to eat. So they ran into Anju while she is eating some shish kebab, and it isn't shish kebab. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's basically meat on and vegetables on a stick. I think he called it Stuart or something. I cannot recall the name, but yeah, it's funny, and he wants money because, of course, she can't eat for free. But because, spoiler guys, she is the imperial princess. She has never had to pay herself, so she didn't know that she has to pay. So she just looks at him and basically smiles and says, "But you said that I should eat it." Yeah, but not for free. And this actually causes Haku to also eat. And yeah, let's say like this. Korora, he decides, oh well, and also buys, like that. And that's actually their launch. So yeah. And they bring back, what's called Anju, because they can't leave her. And when they ask her where she lives and point at the Imperial Castle, they don't believe her. So yeah, they want to take her to the garden. Let's say it like this, because of some events that happens later in this episode, I can understand why she runs away. However, she causes Kyun to be really angry, and I think it's the first episode where we have seen her. And it's funny because when Kyunchi is about to, have Nukun basically eat some of her desserts basically as a taste test, she and then comes into the kitchen and Anju just have eaten them all and says, they looked as they're basically the wrapping was ugly, but it tasted good. And then when Kyun asks, did you eat them all? And we basically see that red aura, and Nukun basically are like, oh, I'm not, I'm not there. And still Anju smiles. And she managed to run away from Kyun. Oh man. Oh man. And poor Haku, he gets punished for it by basically Kyun believing that it was Anju that basically entered the hall, and then she throws the, the tree spoon in his head. Oh man. However, they find her, Anju, and she has fled to the headquarters of Haku and Kyun, and basically like pulled out all of Atui's outfits. And yeah, she also found the book Rurutie got from Rarara Sensei. So yes, poor Rurutie, poor Rurutie. However, this time she doesn't escape the wrath of Kyun, and oh my god, Dark Kyun, freaking scary. However, it serves a purpose because she learns what you call Anju learns that you feels better when you have done something yourself instead of having others do it for you. So yeah, it serves a good purpose. However, she still gets punished by another person called Munachaka, who, oh man, she is fast. She basically runs in, grabs her, and pulls down her her pants, and then slaps her in the butt. And man, it's so funny to see each time she slaps her, she changes expression, Anju. So yeah, it's funny. And Kyun, she stands like, what the hell, in the corner. It's so funny. It's so funny, especially when we find out that she is one of the 8 pillars, guardians, basically. And if I understand correctly, they basically are like, she's one of those that guards the princess. So yeah, she gets punished, the princess. However, even though she caused a lot of ruckus, and at the end, of course, says that she's sorry. she still gets like, or let's say like this, she gets a little good thing because she gets a book that Rurutie already had a copy of this spoil of, and it's so funny when you know Monochaka has to look what this is because normally Anju won't study anything, so she looks at it and she's basically like, so he sticks it into there, and then I guess I have to study it. So she has also been corrupted by the Rurutie. So yeah, and then at the end we find out that Anju is the princess at the end of this episode. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next episode. Plus, also the 8 generals or 8 pillars which we see in this episode. One of them is, of course, Unkun, or as he's called, Utotoro, and another is Mikatsuchi. I'm not sure about if the others are important. Those name was the only one that I found important, plus I ran out of space to write down, so I will have to transfer all of Utawarerumono to a single paper because I need that. I need that. That needs its own paper. It cannot be contained on basically on others' paper, because if I'm, yep, if you see here, that is Utawarerumono, and that here, that is Chivalry of a Failed Knight. So you can see it basically falls into it. If I hope you can see it at least. And over it we have Lance No Masquerade, and you can see that also falls into it. So yeah, I kinda have to get those transferred to other papers. But when that is said and done, have a good day, good night wherever you are. I will see you later, guys. Cheers.